Hello, welcome back to the Namm Show 2019 here at the Yamaha booth in the Yamaha synthesizer area. We're a little late, but we're here. Yes. So we're here actually with my good friend here, Nick Semrad. So happy to have you here once again. So we're going to do two parts today, a two-part interview with Nick. The first one will kind of focus on sort of what he's been doing this year and the new CP. Second part, I know you're going to want to watch the second part because he's going to talk about some of his technique that he uses for playing keyboards to do some of the amazing things that he does. So anyway, so let's start out. Your first year as a Yamaha artist, pretty much.
As of today, I think it's my first year.
I'll just hand it over to you when we're talking. Maybe we should have used two mics. But so let me see here. Where do we want to start here? So let's, the main thing is that let's just kind of remind people, so your background, where you grew up, your musical background, and what you've been doing, and that kind of stuff. So, just.
I grew up in the Midwest in Nebraska, and I moved to New York when I was probably 26 or 27. Didn't really tour a ton till then. Just studied privately, and then right when I got to New York, started doing a few tours with Lauryn Hill and Gabriel Garzon Montano. And since then, I've been in jazz, fusion, funk land, and now I'm doing a bunch of stuff with Corey Henry and the Funk Apostles. I've been touring with Nowhere quite a bit, and actually this year, I'm going to start doing a bunch of dates with Mark Juliana, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be touring with Beat Music for like 2 months this year, so all of the big fusion electronic nerds, I'm taking advantage of all of them. Yeah.
That is cool, Mark. Huh? That's I've certainly. I actually have a record of his is it Trapped in the Closet? Do you know that one? The one with the typewriter stuff? That's amazing. That's great. I will definitely look for that. So amazing. So what are you currently working on? Well, no, actually, we went through that. How about we just talk about the CP here? So you've had a CP88, right? And so what do you think of the interface and just the sound and everything? How do you like it?
Well, I think it's the perfect counterbalance to the Montage. The Montage and the MoDX are boards that can do everything, like literally everything. Like they can shoot a jump shot if you want them to. And so, if you want that vibe to where you can kind of really get into the computer aspect of it and design a bunch of things and get really deep, you can do that. This is a great counterbalance for people that just want a simple, like, where's the piano? Where's the Rhodes? Where's the Whirly? And there are very amazing versions of all of those things. It's just a really great board that feels crazy. The feel is fabulous. And, it's just really simple to use. Everything you want is right there. And, it's a great collaborator with the Montage, yeah.
Yeah, no. So, the one thing, the things I like, how do you like the switches and just what we give you for control? The one thing I like about it is that the lack of menu diving is what I love, and the simplicity of stuff where you can find things. But what do you think of the switch designs? A lot of people have going, oh, that's a weird switch design, and I really like it how it works. But I mean, what do you think about just the overall feel of the controls and things like that?
Well, it's quick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, is this board is no BS. It's just like, here's what it is. Anything you want is less than a second away, and that's something with the Montage where, you can set it up that way, but not everyone wants to go through that. Some people just want a board who, right when you get it, it's like, turn it on, stage ready. Yeah. And this thing everything is so quick. Anything I want. I mean, I had it for a day, and I already feel like I'm an expert, which is great.
That's exactly what I would say. I find that it's one of those keyboards where if you just look at it and spend 2 minutes, you can basically figure out 90% of what's going on. Have you been messing with much of the effects over here, like especially the master effects and that? Because I can just see how this will work for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's something to me to where, like, a board like this, you can do like a lot of the tricky things I do with the Montage. You can do some of that on here, but this board, sometimes you just want like a piano. And like it honestly, it forces me to kind of go and not rely on that stuff, which I think keeps me in balance. Like if I have this and the MoDX, like I did for the live performance, I can get real tricky up here and cute with effects and all the producery stuff. And then here it's like, nah, piano. Like, show me what you have. That's
Perfect, yes. Well, and then there's something else that I've been saying this on a couple of my presentations on the live stream, that this is the first stage piano that I can see owning both of them, because I certainly gravitated to the CP88 because the action is so ridiculously good, and the GH3, the sensor that you can restrike the note. You can pull things off on this keyboard that you may not on other things. But then I did I did a video and I did some stuff just messing with the CP73 and just wait a minute. I can use both, and you were that's the first thing you said to me, because dude, I had the 88, but so I mean, can you just why would you want both?
Man, you're testing me now. I mean, I want both just because, again, they give you different
It's a different vibe.
vibes. You know, like this is something to where I've noticed that people's piano tastes are violently different. Like every player I talk to is like, I like Steinways, I like this, I like that, I like that, and they all have really different feels. And these boards, it's like same board, different feels. So you can just pick which one you like better, which you never run into.
Right.
You always run into companies putting out boards that have one feel, and if you hate it, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You know, I won't name any of those companies, but yeah. No, but it's something to where like having the option of it's this vibe or that vibe. Same board, same tricks. You know, there's one octave difference, but you literally just have the option of play which one you like better, pick that one.
Well, I remember when we brought you in early in development, and I saw you go, whoa, and you gravitate. And the thing, and I remember you saying there, is like, man, it's all like right here. And that's what I like about it, is that the small footprint, the controls, it gets a different vibe. It's a different vibe and a different feel, and that is true. That's what I feel that vibe sometimes, and sometimes I feel this vibe. Yeah. So I can see.
It just depends on the gig. It depends on the gig.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I think, rather than talk some more about this, I think we want to, I just want to see you play something on this because I love your playing. And go ahead, man. Nick Semrad, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Semrad. So I want to point out the sound that he was using here, because the thing that's great about Nick is that his approach is always exactly what you don't expect it to be. And tell me how many artists you can think of that are that deep. Sorry, man. I always fawn over you, man. But the thing that's cool about this is that that's the SU7 upright piano. he chose that one. That's kind of our perfect upright that we have in here. We have the U1 that has the played-in sound, the character one. But then he chose the SU7 on here. But the other thing that you may not have noticed in here, or maybe you did, is that he's using the compressor as an insert effect. So he's getting the gain reduction, and he's actually purposely having it pump a little bit so that it pops and has these kind of moments of dynamicism that the compressor delivers. So do you use the compressor a lot on the sound?
I live on the compressor on this thing. Like, honestly, it was weird that I had it down, because normally I'm doing...
That's just, see, so he's using something that a lot of people think is, oh, no, I can hear the compressor. You never want to hear the compressor. And it's like, yeah, I want to hear
You absolutely do, yeah. Well, and like, you know me, I've talked about this a bunch, but like, try and make stuff sound like records.
Yes.
And you don't, especially in hip-hop and R&B music, you hear samples. So you're not hearing just a piano. You're hearing a piano and like 8 producers. Yes. And again, this board, there's effects on there. It gets deep, but with that kind of thing, it's no one's going to play a little bit of that. Yeah. And so that was the first thing I do. It was like, what does this sound like all the way up? And I just go there.
See, that's what I love about how you approached everything. And yeah, because it's just something I would never do, and I see him do it now. I will do it, and the tone all the way off just to get a different mellower sound to it. The thing I love about this instrument that, I at one time had 4 Rhodes pianos. I had 4 Mark IIs because 3 of them I bought for like $25 at a garage sale, and the other one was the one I played. So I used the other one for parts and stuff. But the thing I loved about that, and then we have a CP80 over there, which is the same, is it is what it is. You have the controls, and that's what it is. That's what it does. And this has that same vibe. To me, it's not like any other sort of stage piano. It has that classic sort of approach. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's just good to have that option. Again, like the montage is something that you can do anything on. Right. And I find that I play differently when I don't have 85 options. Like here you have some EQ stuff, so I can still get around like a terrible sound guy. But I can, for the most part, there's like an effect here, some verbs and delays, but I can't get super deep, and that's wonderful because I have the montage for that. Yeah. Or even the rephases, I can do that there. Like this is something where I just want to play piano. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I like about this design is that it takes the rephase concept and just moves it up to this 88-note weighted stage kind of deal, but it has that same aesthetic, So I love that about. But man, that was just killer. I think we're good now. But part 2 of our interview with Nick, we're going to do it on the Modi X, and he'll show you some of those things that he talks about. That I love your idea of trying to achieve a produced sound live and using effects to do that. So we'll kind of talk about some of those cool things you do with side chaining and envelope control and stuff like that on the Modi X in part 2 later on today of our interview. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, Nick, for playing. That was amazing. And once again, this is Blake Angelos with Nick Semrad here at Namm 2019, the Yamaha booth in the synthesizer area. Keep watching the live stream. We got more coming. Thanks a lot.